The Appalachian Mountains, I call my mountains, are practically blood in my soul. I couldn't live without them. They are granddaddy mountains, not new mountains like the Rockies or even those biggest mountains in the world over across the ocean. My mountains are old and wise, like Granddad Spencer. Seems like I was told by someone they might be the oldest mountains in the world. I believe that. I would climb the old Indian trail the Cherokee made long before any of us white people came. Far above our house, it winds in and out of coves and wanders over ridges and passes by my own personal spot. My spot is a slab of rock that juts out from the mountainside and hangs over the steep plunge to the valley far below. I would often sit and watch birds a-flying beneath me and look into the treetops far below my feet a-dangling over the rocky edge of my perch. It looks to the east, where I could see mountains behind mountains, behind yet more mountains, all in various shades of blue and purple. When I would climb to my spot in the spring of the year, I would feel like I'd been resurrected from a kind of death, along with the trees and bushes. The mountain laurel is green all year, but it takes on a prettier, brighter green in the spring. Hard little knobs start forming at the ends of the branches, bursting into the most beautiful and delicate pink clusters of blushing blossoms humans ever clapped eyes on in June. When I would climb to my spot in the summertime, I would soak up the soft breezes that blow the wondrous smells of summer over me while I lay on the slab of rock that overlooks the valleys below. The distant mountains would take on shades of blue and purple that somehow didn't look quite real, like a painting I once saw in a shop in town. The smells of little grass seeds baking in the sun, of warm dirt, and of all the different wildflowers combined made up the lazy, comforting smells of summer. When I would go to my spot in the fall, it was glorious. I don't know any other word to tell you how it is. I know a lot of people don't care for fall, seeing as how it's a sure sign winter's coming. A lot of folks dread winter so badly they can't seem to enjoy the most wondrous season of all. The smells of fall are truly a mixture of so many different things that I don't think I could even list them all here, and you wouldn't want to hear it all. But the air smells different in the fall. It isn't as heavy as those humid scents of summer. It's crisp and sharp. There's the smell of leaves burning and leaves decaying as they pile up. Nowadays, folks bag their leaves or rake them to the curb, and the town picks them up. But back then, everyone burned their leaves raked up from the yard. It gives the air another smell all its own, because it don't smell like wood smoke. It's leaves burning. It's different. The mountainsides and valleys are ablaze with every shade of red, burgundy, gold, and green you could imagine. There are a lot of hardwood trees like maple and oak that seem to almost catch fire with color. One last colorful wild party before undressing for winter. Intermingled with them are hemlock, fir, and cedar trees that stay green year-round. Granddad Spencer had a big wooden cider press, and nearly all of the families I knew had at least one apple tree, sometimes several. The women folk would make apple butter simmering over a fire, or apple sauce, sometimes referred to as sass. And I especially loved it when neighbors would bring over their bruised or leftover apples, and Granddad would press their cider for them. Sometimes, if there was a lot of apples, folks would either pay him a little cash if they had it, but most often they just paid him in apples or let him have some of the fresh squeezed apple cider. Granddad always set aside a little bit of the cider to let go to hard cider. It was sipped on by the adults in the family at Christmas, New Year's, or other special occasions.